Hi, it's Bridgette. Feeling inspired to share with you this evening as I am sitting down to do some cards right after a full meal and watching all the chaos unfold today. It is in the United States. There was a big election, a runoff election in Georgia. And there's also a certification of election results at the Capitol in Washington, D.C., which actually didn't quite happen just yet because it was disrupted by protesting and some more violent actual things. It wasn't just protests. It was a lot of chaotic stuff. You know the drama, right? You know the drama. So I found this interesting. I grabbed my Isis deck. This is the Isis Oracle. If you're really into divine feminine energy and you work with really heavy-hitting, powerful divine feminine guides, the Isis Oracle is very deep that way, very, very deep. And so I am working with her this year in 2021, so I'm working with her more deeply. So I am using this card deck quite a bit more for myself. I wanted to share it with you. I found it interesting. I got this card, the Brother in Darkness. This is important because this was my first session. I had a session today. Back after about 3 weeks. This is my first session in 2021 that I had in private session work with a client, and she actually mentioned this card. Isn't that interesting? So I want to read this to you because it's really important. It talks about overcoming negative energy with feminine power, the Brother in Darkness. This is exactly what's unfolded today. You can see it very clearly at the United States Capitol. So I'm just going to make mention because it's after dinner. There's going to be some background noise potentially in this video with my family, feeding the dogs, and I have a kid doing homework and a paper in the next room, etc. So I'm going to read this, the Brother in Darkness, for you, so you can really absorb the depth of the meaning of this card and how important it is. And it's so cool that literally my client mentioned it today, and then I get this card right after watching the news footage of the storming of the United States Capitol. All right, so here's the information here. This is the card. This is my new journal, by the way. Isn't it cool? So cool. This is the card. I'm going to let you utilize this here and take a look at it. This is the obsidian that I use, the obelisk that I use when I'm connecting with the energy of Isis. The Brother in Darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. The Brother in Darkness indicates that there is a negative energy within you or outside you or directed towards you that is providing you with a spiritual test. You shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. This is a test that you are currently moving through because you are ready to progress more deeply into wisdom, light, acceptance, and inner peace. Now, I recognize that the events that are unfolding today in the United States doesn't seem like this is what the goal is, but you have to recognize this spiritual alignment that's occurring, this balancing out that's now happening. It makes sense. The energy here, okay, so then it also says, so I am actually reading directly from this book, all right? Then it also says that this is a test. The test is in the guise of a negative energy source either within you or apparently outside of you, and in truth, we're all one. And the world is our mirror for whatever healing task lies within, even though sometimes the source of difficulty appears to be external rather than an opportunity for us to gain mastery within our own response through inner healing. Hang with me, okay? The stuff that's happening outside, the chaos, the drama, all this stuff is an evening out or a balancing. It's reflective of some stuff inside of you that has yet to be healed. If you watched some of my video for the Word of the Month, you'll understand how important what I just said was. If you haven't, go check out the healing, the video that I shared, Word of the Month for January. All right. Guidance comes to you in this oracle now to become more conscious of the negative energies either within or directed towards you without being fearful. So let's release our fear collectively. Let's breathe a nice deep breath in. Release your own personal fears, at least be open to. Start to let those kind of shift a bit or dissipate, okay? Just let them calm. There is no need for fear. There is just need for more conscious, loving response. In the story of Isis, so this talks about the myth of Isis or the mythological, however you perceive this, the story of her. The destructive emotions of her dark brother, Set, he was a god, led to the murder of her beloved Osiris, who was her husband, also a god. He did not stop there. So her brother, he attempted to destroy her beloved divine son child and deny him his rightful rulership. So the brother here, the dark brother, teaches us that destructive emotions can gain awful power. Does this sound familiar, United States, U.S.? Hello, does this sound familiar? Destructive emotions can gain awful, awful power if we leave them unchecked and do not consciously respond to them. So Isis, she teaches us that love, faith, persistence, courage, intelligent, and honest awareness can overcome even the darkest power. You ready for more? Are you ready? You guys are going to want to journal with this one. Your guidance with this card is to rise above fear, anger, jealousy, or hatred within you or directed towards you. Right here, right now, rise above, rise above. This will require your feminine strength to be fiercely compassionate and not to judge or resist out of fear. Compassion is a great strength. It sees the truth in all situations and does not pander to lies or deception in order to paint everything as nice. Compassion is wisdom. It knows that a wolf can harm even if it is dressed as a sheep. You are guided to be attentive and honest about negative influences within or directed towards you without judging them. So drop the judgment because that's perpetuating fear. That's a Bridgette thing I'm saying. Or the source or paying undue attention with the fear. It just amplifies it. It gives it more fire. You simply need recognition and then to respond with compassion and clear, loving, ready for this? Firm boundaries. Boundaries were broken today. They were not strong enough. They were not affirmed. Collective value was not held. The boundary will very often be an internal shift energetically for you. It may not require any further action than that. Listen to your heart. Trust in your guidance. So that tells me your heart and your soul. Connect to your heart and your soul. You are guided to respond now and check the growth of any negativity before it becomes more consuming than it needs to be. This oracle, this card, also comes as spiritual revelation. Part of your spiritual path is to honor the darkness, honor the shadow, embrace it as a way through to greater consciousness. To not fight against darker and potential destructive emotions with force, but to allow them to be here, to be present with compassion, instantly removes the resistance that creates psychic glue and causes darker energies to get stuck inside of us. That is so powerful. Isn't that true? It makes it bigger. It makes it worse. It makes it more difficult. Trust your feminine values, whether man or woman, and don't believe for one moment that you are obliged to wear another's negative for them. Do not let somebody else's negativity be your own. You are not. You do not have to carry their stuff. You do not have to listen to others' negativity. You may stand true in your purity of heart and be safe. If you do have negative energy rising within you, the same stands true for you. Have compassion and witness it, but don't believe that you have to identify with it. It is not you. It is just energy and feeling. Let it flow, and it shall go. And that is that. Awesome. Today is January 6, 2021. This will be a day that we'll remember historically. This powerful piece of information is coming through about 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. here, and I just really wanted to share this with you. I think it's really profound. Lots of layers of information here, lots and lots of layers. This is Bridget. Thanks so much for watching my Fairy Grasshopper channel on YouTube, or if you're watching Bridget Inspired on Facebook, thanks so much for being here.